everyone. Thanks for joining me here today. Lisa Freed here, community creator, connector, coach, and intuitive badass herself. You bet. So today what I wanted to talk to you about is a little bit what I would call the vulnerability hangover and weave in expansion and contraction. You see, yesterday was a big day for me. And I didn't realize that at the time that I was stretching that far outside my comfort zone. So I didn't plan in advance for it. It just kind of was something that showed up. And it was after the fact that I realized just like how much energy it took. So yesterday, I recorded my very first Rebel Hearted radio show, which is so much different than video. I don't know, maybe because video I get to look at myself making all my facial expressions or what it is. But on radio, when you're doing a solo show, it's like crickets. And you don't even have the sound of crickets. So it was just definitely a new experience. And then I interviewed for a part-time bridge job, okay? And I haven't interviewed in a really long time. And I haven't sat in a hallway for 40 minutes like a kid at a principal's office for a really long time, right? So that was outside my comfort zone, but I did not, like I said, I didn't realize how much it was taking out of me until today. Now I had a get-to-do list 3 miles long today, you know, and I probably got maybe 2 items of the whole thing checked off because I just needed to really contract and be very introspective and just spend my time quietly. So what I wanted to talk about was a little bit about expansion and contraction and that vulnerability hangover. So I call it vulnerability hangover because I'm like, here I was really vulnerable and sharing, especially the sharing of it, you know, putting it out there to the world that, hey, things are going so in my business that I need to get a bridge job just to feel more comfortable, to be able to grow that gap, as Meredith Bissiger talks about. And I shared that. And then that like tweaked a whole bunch of trolls and doubt and worry and stuff in me. And so I've just been sitting with that today. And, you know, it involves fuzzy blankets. Not going to lie, a whole lot of Netflix and naps. Like my naps so long that they're like comas. That's what my days look like. And I've had some really good conversations with a gal named Julie about expansion and contraction, and a gal named Kita about meeting vulnerability with vulnerability. But I have a special guest here today. He is called the MailChimp Sock. Hello! I'm obviously not a ventriloquist, but anyway, he wanted to share with you about expansion and contraction because when we expand, it really stretches us. And when we're all stretched out, our viewpoint is way different, right? And then once we return back to our comfort zone, you know, we kind of need to contract a little bit and look at what we've learned and check out, you know, those new edges of growth again. But when it's happening when we're stepping way outside our comfort zone, you know, it just usually happens so fast that it can, you know, really distort our image. So what happened for me yesterday is that I got outside my comfort zone without realizing I was getting there. And, you know, kind of like if you're sleepwalking and you find yourself downstairs all of a sudden, that's kind of what it was like for me yesterday. So today I'm sitting in this introversion, in this introspection, in this place of contraction, just kind of, you know, finding my feet again. But I didn't want to miss a visibility post or making a video today because I still want to show up for myself, right? Even if it's to tell you that I'm not feeling that hot. Because I know you couldn't tell by looking, okay? So, now, the other part of the conversation that I had, with Kita, talk about that one. Okay, we'll talk about the one with Kita. Kita was talking about vulnerability posts. And I'm going to make a longer video about this, but I just want to throw this out there. If somebody's being really vulnerable, they're having a vulnerability post, and they've asked you a question about times where you felt more vulnerable, like where you felt similar or vulnerable or fearful or whatever. don't respond to them with how to fix them. Because a vulnerability post is just to share where you're at, to be real and truthful. Because there's a big difference when I post saying like, this is how I'm feeling and have you ever felt that way, compared to this is how I'm feeling, how would I fix this, right? How would you fix this? So just as you're surfing the interwebs whoosh, on your surfboard of life and awesomeness, and you see somebody posting some very vulnerable stuff, they might even say right in there, they're being vulnerable. Look at if they're asking you a question about a time where you felt that way. And if they're doing that, then respond in a really vulnerable nature if you're able to meet them in that space. Or just write hugs and love, or don't write anything at all. Don't come back with like, buy my 3-part program, because that'll make you love your love more. Or here's my magic wand to fix things. Because really, that doesn't make them feel very good. So I just want to share that with you about vulnerability hangovers. If you're going to step outside your comfort zone, expect that you might have a vulnerability hangover. Plan for it. Up your self-care before you step outside your comfort zone. And then plan for this period of contraction to happen. But the beautiful thing is so there's expansion and contraction. And usually another great, beautiful period of expansion. How awesome is that? And besides, somebody really, really wise, who I can't think of who they are, they once told me that all the growth happens on the plateau in the expansion part. So, yeah. So until next time, I wish you a day as beautiful as you. If you like this, if you want to connect with me more, go to rebelhearted.com. Let's catch up there. So much love. Mwah. Bye for now.